Ready?
3, 2, go.
And we're back. Behind the
Where did you go?
mask, forced friendship.
Forced friendship. All right.
We're all very excited.
This one's going to be forced friendship. All right. So this time, we're still sticking with the same homeroom we've had, but we're going to focus on some different members of the
said homeroom.
said homeroom.
AKA Andy Sykes and whatever her name.
Andy Sykes and
Miss Adventure, otherwise known as Harmony R. Azimi, or
a member of
the Descendants of Hera.
member of the Descendants of Hera. Also a member of the Mistakes, a punk high school band. While we are in the same campaign, we're doing 2 new characters from the class, and we're going to go through some of the stuff that is part of character generation, character creation for those people now.
Yes, now.
So let's take a look at, I'm going to grab the playbooks here, and we're going to run through a couple of things. Now we did some of the sort of I would say the character basics stuff on the playbooks last time while we were banging around. So let's take a look at the legacy real quick and answer a couple of, we're just doing this in alphabetical order, and legacy comes first in the list of playbooks. So there's a few things we need to kind of answer some questions about with the legacy. So we've already talked about who Harmony is. She's part of a sort of a Wonder Woman-esque kind of mythic.
Very, very Greek.
We may or may not examine why
that
a group of individuals. Now I'm curious. Your mom is the Aegea, right?
Yeah, active and prominent in the city.
Yeah, but actually your mom, not just the. Now, so this is my question. This is something that we should probably figure out. I think this is an interesting thing. Is it actually your mom, or is it just the Silver Generation person? Now, the reason I say that is because it's very white. Harmony isn't. So I'm wondering if you're not actually, like, you're part of the legacy, you're obviously the heir, but you're not necessarily, like, family members. Like, for instance, Wonder Woman, Cassie's not Wonder Woman's anything. Diana Troy, you know, the two in Young Justice where they're the ones being attacked in the hotel room, and meanwhile Wonder Woman is on the screen going like, you know, sister, where are you, or something like that. But Cassie's not part of that. Cassie's just somebody. She's Wonder Girl, but she's kind of like her mom is somebody else entirely who is not a superhero. I'm wondering if Harmony is like part of the legacy, but not necessarily like a family member or a relative or anything like that, and that may be part of the reason why her legacy is kind of like, I could see Harmony having some problems with like being, you know, why does it have to be Roman and Greek mythology? Like that's not where my family's from. Why do I have to do that? Could be why her name isn't following that, and she's instead going with Misadventure. Thoughts? It doesn't change anything with the answer to like who's currently active in the city. That's fine. But...
Yeah, I don't think I am biologically a part of the legacy.
Okay, that's good to know. You're the next sort of chosen one, so to speak.
Yeah.
But not part of that.
Actively trying to remove myself from the list of chosen ones.
And and honestly, the whole point of the legacy is being kind of judged by the previous people in the legacy and the people who are coming after the legacy. And it's fun if you're not necessarily, you know, family member type of thing. Okay, so member of the legacy, Aegea is the one who's currently
active.
Like the active
part of
adult, yeah.
World Superhero Organization.
Well, we're doing so. That brings up another thing we haven't really spent a ton of time talking about is the adult organization, because I think so. The tie-in that I'm looking for this is like your mentor and your predecessor, your sort of adult member of the legacy, are all part of the same superhero group, adult superhero group in town. This is the picture that I put in there for, what was it, Oversight?
Oversight, yes.
Oversight. And we could do Oversight, we could do the Exemplars, we could do
Your mom.
The Defenders. What do we think is a good like adult superhero group name?
I think let's just run with Oversight.
Okay. Okay, so we'll get a picture up there for Oversight.
Most powerful supergroup currently active in Halcyon.
real subtle. You know, like having a building that's a gigantic O.
And or I, as in
O and I. Yeah, I got what you're saying.
theoretically.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. Fill it in with an I. All right, I'll look for something like that, but just
Oh, that
an eyeball.
the peepers.
The peepers. All right.
Not
So we've got
the
her
whole
and we've got Red Panda. So Red Panda, a protege. Your mentor is Kodiak, and again, the idea that both of your mentor and your predecessor, who are like coaching you through this and you know essentially giving you orders and instructions and stuff like that, are both part of this organization. And that's kind of how you know each other, because they've sort of, what'd you call it? Enforced friendship?
Forced friendship.
Forced friendship.
That's right.
Yeah, they're basically putting you on assignments together sometimes as a kind of like super powered play date.
Super play date. I'm
and-
gonna hit you over the head with my guitar.
So yeah, it's got
D flat.
the whole thing's got its problems. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stuff with the characters in here so we can work our way through this. So, Misadventure,
Yes.
legacy person.
I think Sean just made the funniest joke ever. I was like, A, and he's like, I'm gonna hit you over the head with my guitar. B flat.
I said D flat, but okay, let's roll with that.
B
Anyway.
flat.
All right. So, backstory questions. When did you officially become part of your legacy? I like the idea of like you kept showing up like for like circumstances were, because this is a mystic legacy, right? Like
Stars aligned,
weird
whatever.
coincidences kept putting you in the way of Aegea, or putting you in the way of villains that Aegea was dealing with and stuff like that. And like the enemies of the legacy, like some of the people who really end up going up against the legacy a lot.
Like Hecate.
Hecate, yeah.
Hecate.
I got a picture of her.
Alright, here.
You do?
Right. Hecate, that's
Under villains.
No.
we don't.
Incorrect.
I thought I did. Oh, you might not. Do me. You might not.
It's
It might not be showing up.
Also, Calcia. Also, Calca isn't in. Lucifer?
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Oh, whatever. I call it random coincidences. She calls it stars aligning.
Yeah. So yeah, random coincidence is kind of. But so and eventually they just sort of at some point in time you used your powers around Aegea, and she's like, I recognize that. That's the
signal.
That's the daughters of Hera. You're part of that.
You're chosen.
And then suddenly the machinery of the legacy moved into action, and you're like, suddenly you're being involved in these things that you had no interest in being involved in.
You've
Who's
been
this holder?
kidnapped.
And on one hand, no, they didn't like to kidnap you, but they're like, you need to be doing this, and they come and talk to your family and all this other kind of stuff. So it gets to be kind of a thing. Now, on the one hand, it's cool. On the one hand, it's cool because, superhero. On the other hand, less cool because,
Legacy. I have to live up to all these stuff.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
Play my guitar.
Yeah, to say that you don't really line up with the ideals of the legacy in terms of your, kind of appearance and.
Let me shoot thunderbolts. No.
Add thunderbolts.
Look, Sean, look at the second question. Don't answer it. Just look at it and think about it. And I'm going to move on to Zoe's. Zoe, how did you first meet your mentor? Has it been a long time or not a long time?
I was sort of on like a daily walk that I do, like
Okay.
by my house.
Okay.
And I saw this big towering dude, and I was like, and he was fighting crime, and I was like, hey, I mean, I sort of have superpowers. I maybe can help him. So I tried to help him, and he thought would be useful because I used my brain, and he does not.
He
So-
does not.
Well, he rarely uses it.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
tell
not
that.
sure if he would be
Don't
that
tell him that I
impressed
said
by.
that.
I don't know if he would be that impressed by that
I would be
because
fired.
superior is the label that he rejects. So using your brain is the thing that
Oh,
at least
Yeah.
appreciate the bear-like powers that you have. So you tried to help him out. Why did he agree to train you? I can wait as long as you want because I'm just going to edit the silence out later.
no clue.
Why do you want him to train you? I mean, does Andy want to be a superhero?
Yeah,
Okay, so why have Kodiak train you?
he sort of has powers similar to mine.
Okay. Is Kodiak somebody that you think is cool as a superhero?
Mhm.
Because he has similar powers to you, because it's all kind of a bear
Sort
thing?
of like sort of how like Kirishima looks up to Red Riot in My Hero Academia because they have similar
I see.
powers.
Like, you don't actually have two similar powers. You kind of do, but not really. But is that why you named yourself Red Panda? Because it's sort of a bear thing? And
Sort of, Red Panda. It looks like a ginger.
in any
ferret.
case, it's kind of an homage thing. Okay, but why would they agree to train you? Like, you've got the fighting ability, but like, why did Kodiak think that you were worth the time? Because he doesn't do. I don't do proteges. I don't do sidekicks. I don't do partners.
Foreshadowing.
I don't even. I mean, I'm only part of the oversight because they have a paycheck for this and a budget. Otherwise, I'd still be sleeping out of a van.
That's sort of depressing.
Sleeping out of a van.
Anyway, the point is,
Finding crime.
like, what makes him go, okay, maybe you're probably worth it?
I'm able to figure stuff out easily. Like, not easily, but quickly, I'd say.
So was there a time when, like, he was like, didn't want to waste the time trying to figure out the puzzle or whatever, and you did, and it ended up being the answer to the question and that he would have completely missed? Was there a time when your detectiveness, your detective skills kind of like...
Yeah, there was like, I was doing this. I saw him again, and I was like, he was doing with this big robot thing.
Not you. The goal.
Not Shell, I'd say, actually.
Well, he was maybe like, you saw
And he
him
was,
and
like,
realized that he was either tailing somebody or like
Running.
doing a stakeout kind of thing. And you're like, what are you doing? What's it
Help
about?
him.
And he's
And
like,
I'm like going, and he's like, I don't really want to do the entire, which cord do I cut? Because there's a bomb inside the robot. And he was like, I solved it before him. And he was like, you could be useful.
yeah. He's definitely the kind of guy who goes, I don't try to figure out the puzzle. I just watch them until they screw up and then I punch them. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay.
I just watched.
Who outside of the team knows about your training? Outside of the class and Misadventure and Kodiak and stuff, who knows that you're like Kodiak's protege?
Redhead.
Like, does your family know that you're working with Kodiak?
Do your parents know?
That, you know, that you're essentially, that you're...
Red Panda.
Yeah, functionally.
Yeah, I'd say my parents know.
I'm not sure if it's that public a thing, because like you say, Kodiak doesn't normally do partners, but...
He doesn't want to ruin his reputation.
So your parents?
Yeah, my parents know. Pretty much no one else except for really, really sneaky people. Not you. The goal!
Okay.
Shell, I mean.
Back to your questions. Hey, Misadventure, back to your questions. What's the greatest accomplishment of your legacy?
Hesia, banished demon by forcefully aligning the stars.
Interesting.
And it has notably changed, like, it is a known thing that this has changed, like, positions of planets. Like, the Andromeda Galaxy is, like, 1,000 light years closer.
Oh, jeez.
Like, let's just move this sort of...
Magic is terrifying. Good to know.
Yeah!
How does the public perceive your legacy?
I'm gonna...
Are you popular? Is the legacy popular?
Yes.
Is it terrifying because they can... How does the public see your legacy?
I'll be right
I mean, we...
Popular, terrifying, terrifyingly popular?
Like...
And do they see Hestia differently than they see Aegea?
I mean, Hesia was, like, one of the co-founders of Oversight, so we're generally popular, yes. But, also, there are at least 5 newsletters who are absolutely terrified of what we can do.
Yeah. Okay. We already kind of talked a little bit about how the legacy ties into your reasons for being a hero.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've already mentioned that you two kind of got forced into a play date kind of situation where you're like, they put you on missions and stuff together and things just because it's easier to coordinate, and they're it's sort of a sideways way for them to talk about the next generation of oversight and that kind of deal. You're not entirely sure here about that. So there's a little bit of this kind of against your will sort of thing. But why is the team up? What's the upside? That's actually, it's like, this is sort of annoying, but at the same time there is this thing is cool.
We do actually work well together, like tornado of claws and A strings. Like,
Yeah.
What are your powers? Do you just bash them in the head with your guitar? Because I feel like Kodiak would like that.
Mythic Might, Legendary Speed, and Godlike Beauty. I hit him in the head with my guitar, and I hit them very hard.
You probably don't use your guitar as a weapon because it will wreck the guitar.
Yeah.
You could use it as
I've got a very strong. No,
Like the guitar is musical.
legacy. When your team first came together, you did like sort of face down a villain. Did that? Like, what were you fighting?
I feel like a low tier member of like Aegea's rogues gallery, like Clayface something.
Lucy
Taurus, like a basically a minotaur type.
Yeah.
Lucy Fire.
Huh?
Lucy Fire doesn't seem like a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we could do.
but look at across. Yeah.
She's not
Lucy
a big
Fire.
deal. She's like 17.
Okay, so Lucy Fire. All things considered, we did well and impressed an established hero. Who did you impress? Well, the one that I had in there, one of the other heroes that I have in there is is it Comet?
Yeah, Comet.
So like the speedster that's on the
Yeah.
That might have been like you guys, maybe you did that before the Enforced Playdate, like you were together and you defeated Lucifer and Comet saw that and basically went back to your mentor and went back to your legacy like to Aegea and said,
Aegea.
"Listen, what's that? Aegea." And goes back to you two, and Comet goes back to those two and says, "Listen, they're good. You should support this, and we may have a new generation for the oversight." And they took that to be like, "Cool, we're gonna force them to work together all the time." And he's like, "That's not what I said."
I'm gonna go punch a meteorite.
Oh, sit.
Relationships. What's your first question?
You and Blank teamed up a few times before.
Well, I mean, that one's kind of obvious. It's
came together, which doesn't really make
It
any sense
is-
because we don't have the rest of you.
Misadventure.
yeah.
You and Misadventure teamed up a few times before the rest of you came together.
Yeah.
We don't have a rest of you. if you
Well,
can
the
tell.
classroom is we're treating the class like sort of a
Big
weird
team.
kind of.
Like the different teams in it, the different like squads in the team.
It's a big
The
unteamed team.
robots.
unteam team.
Yeah, you trust Blank and told them an important secret about your legacy.
Oh.
No, yeah. So the two questions for you, Sean, is you once got caught doing something that shames your legacy with Blank, and you trust Blank and told them an important secret of your legacy.
James.
You could pick somebody from the class if you want to, but you could also.
Yeah.
But I like Red Panda for telling him some kind of secret about your legacy.
Definitely Red Panda.
Telling them. But what was the secret of your legacy?
But
Powerless against the color yellow.
yeah, Star Sapphire is stuck in there.
Or how about this? Hecate is technically part of our legacy.
Oh yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Like Hecate is one of your greatest villains, but also technically part of the legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The blue Ruby look like? It's just a blue stone.
Yeah,
What did
don't
you
worry about it.
expect?
Let's not worry about the gem thing. Let's not worry about that. So, what are your relationship questions?
You and Miss Adventure teamed up a few times before the rest of you came together, and your mentor is cautious. They asked you to keep an eye on Blank.
Shell.
Shell.
Kodiak doesn't trust Shell
If I keep talking
because of the
about
Rook
you-
Tech TM. Oh, which reminds me, when we come back,
Take
when
a
we come back to those two characters, you guys are going to have a point of potential each, and you're going to get in advance when you get back to those guys.
And
Anyway,
Sean's gonna take a power as well.
Sean, you have one more question there. You once got caught doing something that shames your legacy with somebody in the class.
Somebody in the class? I feel like Summoner and Misadventure have very similar vibes.
Summoner, yeah.
Summoner?
She gives off
Something that changed
like
the
her eyes.
legacy. What was that?
Parkour.
No. Macrame.
Parkour. Parkour.
Combat crochet.
How dare you do parkour? It changed our legacy.
Some kind of summoning? Some kind of like magic ritual type thing or something? Or was it
We
more like...
we almost summoned back the demon that Hessia realigned the stars for to defeat.
Wow.
You really think she can do that?
Summoner?
And she's summoner.
Listen,
Summoner can
Doomed
do
have very high power levels.
it. It isn't. You know, whatever. Anyway.
Whatever.
All right.
Magic circles. Oh, circles help a lot, man.
Circle.
So, the one thing that I wanted to write in who's the next possible member of your legacy, and this was back when I was thinking of you guys all being kind of related, but so erase that for now, and we'll figure out. I want to have somebody who you've run into, another younger superhero kid that you've run into a couple times that you think might have the same, you know, the same way that you kept running into, the Gia kept running into you and going, hey, wait a minute. I think you've run into somebody else who might also be a member of the legacy who's like a younger person and hasn't been like brought in yet.
Does this mean make up an entirely new character?
Brought into the fold. Yeah, you can make up another entirely new character. Protege person.
Me.
Choose up to 3 resources that your mentor gave you and the team. One of them is communicators, because I want to wait for you guys to talk to each other. What else? I did Chem Lab because of the detective thing, but surveillance equipment would also be...
No, but that's surveillance equipment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that was the same thing. What do you mean surveillance systems?
Like bugging devices and like parabolic microphones that let you listen in on the conversations in some distant building, and like camera, like long distance camera lenses so you can like watch people.
Sort of like that one that like microphone that Lloyd put on yours thingy in Spy Family.
Yeah.
Like sort of like that.
Spy equipment, basically. Not like combat spy equipment, but stuff for spying on people. Literally, surveillance equipment means spy equipment. Cameras and mics and bugs and like tracking devices to drop on cars, things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that. Do you want
a fake pigeon? Yeah.
fake pigeon?
A what?
Fake pigeons.
Since birds are obvious, birds are not real.
Birds ain't real. That's become a thing in my literacy class. I don't know why.
There's a website.
No, don't search it up.
Okay, do you want something? So surveillance
Equipment.
Do you want something else besides a chem lab, or I wrote in chem lab just as a thing because I was thinking about the detective thing, like taking samples of stuff and running tests on it, and
nothing else really.
a teleportal would be interesting in that you might have like, okay, teleportal. We could do it like this. You have access to the
Teleport thingy.
what do they call them, zeta tubes?
Zeta tubes.
Like you have access to all the zeta tube, because you're technically like a junior member of Oversight, you have access to the teleportal network that Oversight has set up. Okay, communicators, surveillance equipment, and what? Communicators, surveillance equipment, and what?
Teleportal. There, just for. Teleportal.
Are we doing teleportal or what?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh, got time.
Thank you. You guys are exhausting.
My pencil landed on teleportal or near teleportal.
All right. Red Panda. Besides Misadventure, somebody else in class has influence over you. Everybody in the class has influence over you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Literally everybody in the class has influence over you.
Why?
Because that's how legacies work.
You're a part of this team for better or worse, and you care what they think.
Yep. You care about what every one of these new young superheroes
Am I
thinks.
playful yet? Am I playful then?
I'm picking you as playful, so yes. Pick 2. You please pick somebody else who has influence over you.
Singularity.
Okay, write it down.
He's scary.
So Singularity has influence over you. I would not have predicted that. All right, so you guys, are both in the oversight building.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to meet up with your mentors. You're supposed to meet up with your mentors. They have it's kind of like, what day of the week is it? What is the day of the week that you guys are expected to show up at oversight and work with your mentors?
Wednesday.
Middle of the week? Just have to get through Wednesday? Okay, so you guys are both there. Do you guys travel over from the school together, or is this the kind of thing where you just kind of show up there and reluctantly show up?
I mean, I will race you.
Superpowers include mythic might, legendary speed. Yeah, I just sort of like run across the water.
Yeah.
They've got like a portal or something on Phoenix Academy.
Yeah, they
Island.
probably do. So you guys, I like that. You guys,
No, I just run. It's more of a workout.
Yeah.
You run.
I
Race you, and she takes off, and you're like, and there's the teleportal that she forgot about again.
I don't forget about it. I just like the workout.
All right. You're not the Flash fast. I'm just going to make that clear. All right. Anyway,
She's fast enough to run on water.
she's magically something enough to run on water if she needs to.
And
All
I
right.
just use
Legendary
the portal.
speed.
Are you a runner though, or do you fly like do like a Wonder Woman, like fly?
No, I run.
Okay. All right. Fine. Yeah.
I use
there's
the
probably-
It's
It's probably a Hermes thing, or a Gia makes it sound like it's some kind of like, well, yeah, Hermes, so on and so forth. And you're
Adria
like,
just hasn't given me like.
and you're just like,
Floating yet.
I'm not even hearing that. You're like, I don't want to hear that. All right, so you're at the building, in the room where you're supposed to meet up with your mentors. They aren't there.
What mischief are they calling?
There's a note on the table in this like conference room
What
thing.
mischief are they calling a day?
And it
Again,
says
reads
that like nobody's around. All the like you don't see any of the main people around. The note says you're gonna be the first person there. Unexpected mission off planet. Patrol the city. Minimum of 2 hours. We will ask for a report. Underline, underline, underline.
I can tell that Kodiak's the one who wrote this. Or at least wrote that sentence.
Yeah. Actually, patrol the city is Kodiak. In a different handwriting. We will ask for a report.
So much less than 1 hour.
We're gonna get in trouble if we
cover more ground. Alright, which just let's do canyons first.
Canyons?
Kansas district.
Sure.
Sure.
As you exit the building,
Around this time of year.
you notice something interesting. It
Is it-
appears to be snowing.
Golden Joe is pretty this time of year. They've got the greatest decorations. It's March.
It's it's March, and you're in the middle of the East Coast, about halfway down the East Coast.
We're in March.
It doesn't
How is
snow
it-
very often in Halcyon anyway. It certainly doesn't snow very often in Halcyon.
Like there are warm.
Wow.
It also seems to be localized to like about 150 yards around where you're at right now, outside the building.
Hold on. Wait.
It's not snowing everywhere. It's snowing here.
Does a little jog. It's not snowing over here.
What do you want to do?
Damn it, Boreas.
Um.
Where is it
I'm not gonna.
snowing the hardest? Like,
Well, like I said, it's only snowing in about the size of a football field where you guys are at. Like, it's not a big area. It's just snowing here right next to the building.
I'm gonna try and find like the middle of it.
Okay, the middle of it is essentially right below the wall of the building, like right next to the wall of the building is kind of like, it's kind of snowing in sort of a hemisphere coming down right next to the building.
Why is it snowing? Why snow? Why not rain?
There's plenty of ice.
It's melting really quickly because the temperature does not seem very conducive
East
to
Coast.
the thing. Do you want to assess the situation and see if you can figure out what's going on?
It's like superior. You got it.
Okay.
Assess the situation. What is your superior?
Plus.
You should know that before you roll.
So
Plus,
What?
plus
two. 12.
Okay. Look at assess the situation. Read it for the class. Because you guys never assess, so I'm pretty sure you're not familiar.
I mean, it's true, but
Listen.
listen.
Got all these powers. Why don't we?
When you assess the situation, roll plus superior. On a 10 plus, ask 2. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. Take plus 1 while acting on the answers.
Okay. And do you have a move as part of your character, as part of your playbook, that gives you a bonus to assessing the situation?
Yeah.
Well, that's it before entering a fight, though.
But we're not entering a fight. Are we?
You did need
Sure.
Okay, well, ask 3 questions.
How could we best end this quickly?
Figure out who's doing this and confront them. You might want to ask some other questions. I'll tell you what you see. Actually, let me back up a little bit and then you can ask some questions. So, looking around, where's the snow coming from? There aren't that many clouds in the sky, and none of them seem to be where you dumping down snow. There is snow pouring down. Where is it coming from? You look up, high up above. There seems to be a thin bridge leading from nearby skyscraper type of building over towards the oversight building. It leads over next to the building, and from that contact point where it has come up against the side of the building, flakes of snow are raining down, falling. Makes it seem like it's snowing down here, but there appears to be a tremendous amount of activity coming from from this weird kind of glassy looking bridge that's bridged over from one building over to the oversight building. So somebody's up there doing something on this bridge that's come over to the oversight building. How can we best end this quickly? Probably get up there and confront them.
What here can I use to stop it, to confront them, to help confront them?
Probably the fastest way for you to get up there would be inside the building. What are you gesturing?
Fist punch.
I'm looking at the thing. I'm not saying that the oversight thing is a perfect representation, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of building.
I'm telling you that there is somewhere nearby. There's a building that got it's a very long bridge, but there's skyscrapers around, and they're not all the way up at the top. They're like coming in at the side of it, like about halfway up.
Okay.
Anyway, and you're right. It's not a perfect representation. There's plenty of skyscrapers around. Continue. What can you use to best? What are you asking the question? What was that second question?
What here can I use to provoke them?
To provoke? Oh, to confront them?
Yeah.
Your own fine selves, honestly.
Hey.
If you're your membership in oversight or something like that, somebody's messing with the oversight building. Saying that you're with oversight is probably going to be a good way of getting their attention. What's the third question? You can save it if you want to until you get further in, or you can go inside the building and use the damned elevator.
Yeah, I acknowledge.
I don't feel like wasting it.
Honestly, the fastest way for you to get up there would be to go inside and use the stairwell.
Yeah, calories, baby.
Me, Sean. Me.
Yeah, I can see you going up the stairwell, and Red Panda's just is in the middle well of the stairwell and just leaping from handrail from the stair railing to the next stair railing to the next stair as you're going around, and they're going.
Or I'm just.
Or you go. All right. Okay, so you go up to about where you saw the bridge at, and figure out from there where you need to what needs to be happening there. So through the window, you see of one of the. It's like in I don't know. The building is really big, so there's a bunch of sort of administration areas. This one is in an area that doesn't seem to have a lot of activity, and would make sense because that would be why they're trying to get in there. And you see outside of the window someone basically trying to drill through the security glass and into the building.
So it's.
Ooh.
They're standing on that bridge from the other thing they're standing on is basically an ice bridge. And
I read that isn't. Oh yeah, that is the same person. I read Aegis Most Wanted. Oh, this is okay. You know what, this time.
I've read Aegis Most Wanted. Crap. So they're working.
Beep, bop, boop. Wait. Oh,
Zoe, you've got more for this. Been reading the files. You've learned all about the superhuman world through your mentor researches. When you first encounter an important superpowered phenomenon, your call, roll superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10+, ask the GM a follow-up question. They will answer it honestly. On a miss, the situation is well outside your base of knowledge. The GM will tell you why.
Okay, roll
superior.
for been reading the files on Cold
Okay.
Snap.
Technically, that is a 7.
That's a 4.
No,
That's a 5.
it adds up to a 7 though.
Because you get to add 2. It's a superior roll.
Oh!
Full.
I got
Smart brain.
You got a
very
what now?
smart. Very smart.
You're smart. So what's it say? What's the move say on the 7?
Tell the team one important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember.
Is there a special thing for if you get a 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you got a 7.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, so the thing that you need to understand before you jump headlong into the rest of all of this stuff is this is Cold Snap. Her real name is Luisa Cardoza. Her powers are ice generation and shaping.
Shaping?
She can shape ice, like
Oh.
she makes shapes out of the ice and that kind of thing. She's like Iceman or something like that. Like Frozone. Yeah, Frozone would be a good example of what.
Frozone with a hit list.
And she used to be a superhero. What is one thing that you have read that you're?
She used to be a superhero.
No, I mean something you make up something new.
Oh, she's trying to get revenge for something she blames on oversight.
Something let me rephrase that a little bit, because they wouldn't put that in the books. They put something like...
Well, no, something you've inferred. You could have like read between the lines and gone, oh, well, if this is true and that's true, then she probably blah blah blah, and you've sort of figured it out.
Something probably happened in her personal life that she blames on oversight, and she wants to get back on, and she wants to get revenge.
She used to be one of, and I'm going to expand on that. She used to be one of the city's up and coming superheroes. One of the members of an upcoming superhero team. All of her teammates were killed in a horrible tragedy, and given the way she's been acting since then, you believe, based on the way she's been acting and the patterns of her activities and stuff, that she blames it on oversight. She believes that she knows who's to blame and that she is trying to pursue vengeance for that.
Justice.
Backing this up is the fact that she is currently trying to break into oversight while nobody's home.
Except somebody's home!
Can we handle this? Give me an honest answer, Red. Yeah.
I don't think she's that big of a deal.
She was a very promising superhero. But you guys are awesome, so it'll probably be fine.
Why are you handing us all this? We got 2 different corporations at the main guy's throats, and meanwhile we're facing a...
Yeah, I gotta do. Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on.
What here is in the greatest danger?
I'm not gonna have you guys deal with the same stuff.
What here is in the greatest danger?
What here is in the greatest danger? Oh,
I
she's probably trying to get in here so that she can get access to so what here is in the greatest danger? Probably a database system or something like that, or like a data bank, like a room full of like computer memory servers and stuff like that. This isn't a great part of the building to come into for that. Although this part of the building is where a lot of the admin stuff is at, so it does kind of make sense. She's hitting it on a day when there's nobody really around here.
She did her research.
Yep. And she apparently knows that all the supers are not only not in the building, but off planet.
She doesn't know about us, though. Let's see.
In order, I don't want you to think of her as some crappy third tier. This isn't Kite Man, okay? This is
Scarecrow.
No. She's got powers. She's good at using them. We're not talking superhero Wonder Woman level stuff, but actual one-on, it would be like
Sportsmaster?
the team going up against Ra's al Ghul. You know, this is a pretty significant. It's not the most powerful supervillain. You're not going up against frickin' Darkseid, but trying to think of a really good example here. Red Tornado,
she's
not the top level of the thing.
Red Volcano,
yeah, not the top level of the Justice League, but the next level
she's
down.
not the top, but she's not the bottom either.
No.
Alrighty.
That
move is probably to... She probably wants... Because she's blamed something on oversight.
Oversight, yeah.
And she wants proof. She's probably gonna go to the
files place, the place where they keep all the files. So
As soon as she's in, she's gonna try to get to where like secret records and stuff would be stored.
Can she see us? Like, are we visible to her?
Well, so you came into the room where you can see the windows, but it's if you've ever looked through windows that have like sunlight on them on the outside, it's not super easy to look inside, and she's probably trying to get through. Incidentally, that's working, and she'll be in here in a few seconds. Can she see you right now? No, because you're back farther, and the room's not lit or anything like that. But so when she breaks in, or if she were to break in, then she would see you. Yes, definitely. But you're basically going to get to act first, and this is where we're going to stop.
Woo! All
Okay,
right.
so we're going to stop with you guys about to deal with Cold Snap. What? Okay. I wanted to get all the character stuff set up and everything like that, but for the next thing we will Cold Snap breaking into Oversight. She's a bit of a tragic character, honestly.
Behind the Mask, episode 2.
Playdate.
Cold Files.
No.
Cold Case?
Cold case.
Cold case.
Confirmed.
Cold case.
Confirmed. Tune in next time. Bye.
Tune in next time.
3, 2, 1.